Hi guys. Tere. Tere means hello in Estonian. How you doing today? Hope you're good. Hope you're having a good day. Anyway, quick one. So I'm just going to do a short video. I'll talk about a few things. I've been having calls, texts from friends asking me how I did this whole Estonian process. How I got to Estonia. They all want to know how to go about the process themselves. So I spoken to a number of them, and I just decided to do a short video. So instead of chatting with one person, tell one person one thing and tell another person another thing, you get. I think it's just best to do a video. Okay, so I'll talk about the Estonian process, how I started the process, and how I got to this point. So I started the process, let's say 2019, late 2019, because I was told about Estonia by my cousin. Yeah, my cousin who's based in Canada. He just mentioned Estonia. I was like, I had somebody in Estonia and stuff. So that was the first time I heard about Estonia in my life. So I was like, oh, Estonia, really, what's this about and everything. So immediately I started doing my research. I and my brother alongside started doing our research about Estonia, the country. Check cost of living, availability of jobs, and everything in general. Check the schools as well to see. So my idea was to do my masters. That's why I initially picked started doing my research on Estonia. So I saw a number of schools. So up until, like, say, towards the end of 2019, I think towards December 2019, I was done my research. I knew all the schools, most of the schools in Estonia, most of the schools in the capital. The capital is Tallinn. I knew most of the schools available. At that point, I had gone through the school website to check their requirements to see. Sorry, excuse me. To check their requirements to see what they need from me, to apply for a master's program. So I checked the first school. I think I applied for one school, which was Tallinn University of Technology. You're allowed to apply for two courses. I did apply for two courses in that institution, but I also went for Tallinn University as well, another institution here in the capital. So I didn't get granted any course at Tallinn University of Technology for reasons I really don't know. They didn't even take me to the next stage, and I got accepted for the other one, which was Tallinn University. But before you get accepted, there are a number of things that you need to do. There are specific requirements that you need to follow. One, you're required to write IELTS, which is very important. You write your IELTS. I don't think there are waivers for students coming in from Nigeria, even though we speak English. You don't have waivers available, so you're required to do your IELTS, and you shouldn't get below, I think, 5.5 bands. But it's really important if you get 6.5 above. At least that's better in case you want to apply for something else. So IELTS is important. You need to sort out your IELTS. After your IELTS, you also need to write, I think, a motivation letter. When you go on the school website, either you go for Tallinn University of Technology or you go to Tallinn University. You look at the course you want to do. You look at the number of courses they have. Pick one for the master's program. That's the postgraduate program, and look at the requirements. Some courses will tell you, I want you to write about this, why you want to study the course, and blah blah blah. They'll give you certain things they want you to talk about. Yeah, and they'll tell you they want you to write in not less than 1,500 words. You get stuffs like that. The requirements are always on the school's website. So anything you want is always important to visit the school website. You have to be sure about the course you want to do, the course that fits you. Yeah, once you visit the school website, you look at the requirements for the specific course, and you just go for it. Yeah, oh, sorry, it's raining. So that's it for picking a course. So it's important you do your IELTS. Very, very, very important for your application. You also have to get your certificate ready from your school. Yeah, so you get your certificate ready. You get your transcript ready as well. So at some point during your registration, yeah, the school would require that you send in your transcript directly from the institution you studied your undergraduate program to the university you're applying for. So your university will now have to send your certificate and your transcript as well directly to the university in Tallinn here in Estonia. So they will not have to go through it. This is after you have done your IELTS and co. You've submitted everything, inclusive of your letter. Then once you do it, they will not have to. They'll do like a cross check. So once you pass this phase, once they say, okay, yeah, we have accepted you, blah blah blah, you accepted your documents rather, you now go to the next phase where you will now go for an interview. Yes, you do an interview. It's very, very important. So you know what you wrote in that your motivation letter, what they asked you to write in your motivation letter, you wrote, you now have to defend it. It is essential. So if somebody is going to write this motivation for you, yeah, via proxy or anything, it's essential that you carry that motivation letter and you read it. When you read it, when it's time for your interview, you know what you're going to say, because they will ask you questions based on what you have on your letter. They won't go away from the letter. They will ask you questions based on what you have on that letter. So once you start reading, start getting prepared for your interview, your interviewer, most times they use Skype, yeah, because I think Skype is an Estonian company, so most times they use Skype for their interviews. So you meet, like when I did mine, I'll use myself as an example. When I did mine, I did for 2 courses. When I did mine, I did for 2 courses, 2 universities rather. I did, no, sorry, it's been a while, that's why. I did for 1 university, but I did for 2 courses. I did for international relations for Tallinn University. I also did for open society technologies for Tallinn University. You see, I had to prepare for 2 different interviews. Yeah, so I wrote motivation letters for 2 different courses. So the first one, I did my motivation letter. I did everything. I prepared for my interview. I met with the private lecturers in the departments. I met with 2 people that interviewed me. I think the interview was for about 15 to 20 minutes. So during that time, they will grade you based on your communication skill, your understanding of what you wrote, your understanding of the program, and also your letters as well, your motivation letter and other specific requirements you submitted. They will rank you based on that. The other course, so I did the interview, I did it with somebody else based in that department, open society technology. We had that. They would actually talk to you. They want to know who's coming, and they want to know your interest in studying the course. So there are a number of things that they want you to talk about. So, but at the bottom of this video, I would drop a link for how you can start your Estonian process. I'll drop the link for Dream Apply, and it's a number of schools as well that you can also check. I'll drop their links. The number of schools in Estonia, not just these 2 I mentioned. There are schools in Tartu, University of Tartu, which is actually a very big, I think one of the biggest in Estonia. So there are a number of schools you can go to. So I'll drop a link under the video. I'm still trying to get used to it. I'll drop a link under the video, so you can just access it, click on the link and start the whole process. But I'll drop my email as well, so in case you want to get across to me, or Instagram, you can just chat me up. I'll just guide you on how the process is. But it's not hard. The hard part is after you get admitted by the institution, you get that congratulatory email from them to say, okay, congratulations, you're now being accepted to blah blah blah. You now have to talk about how you want to pay your tuition and all sorts. Like if you need idea of the tuition and fees, you can get it still on that link. I'll drop a link for the tuitions as well. So you now have to move to the next stage. How do I get to Estonia? And that's the tricky part. Getting to Estonia really is, I won't say it's easy, it's a bit hard. Yeah, because you can't just come directly from Nigeria to Estonia. You have to go somewhere to get to Estonia, and that's the hard part. That's what makes people get really, really tired about the whole process. So for me, coming to Estonia, I went to the UK first. So I applied for my visa in Estonia's embassy in London. I got my Estonian visa, which is they call it a D visa. It's equally Schengen, so I could access Estonia. So that's how the process is. So the only embassy you have for Estonia in Africa is in Egypt. So if you want to come to Estonia from Nigeria, you have to go to Egypt, apply for a D visa, then come to Estonia. I have a number of people that just came into Estonia, Tallinn today, who passed through the Egypt route. So they applied for their visa in Egypt, they got their visas, and they started heading to Tallinn. So it's a bit tedious, the whole process, but when you're ready, the most important thing, like I said, is to look for a school that has the particular course that you want. Yeah, the certain requirements that are needed. And in Estonia, for example, 2-1 is widely accepted. I don't know about Tartu, but I know for Tallinn Tech and Tallinn University, they accept students that have 2-1 in their undergraduate degree. So it's really important you know check your certificate first and be sure that okay, I have 2-1 before I will not start applying for universities. But you have to do your research first, so it's quite easy for you to do it yourself. You don't need to have an agent or look for somebody to say, please can you help me apply, because I know a lot of us in Nigeria, we like agents clean, we don't like stressing ourselves. But it's quite easy to go through the student process yourself. It's not, you don't need to talk to anybody while you're trying to apply for a school in Estonia. Just head out, go to the schools page, go to Estonia, maybe walk in Estonia, look around, see whether you can access a number of schools, check the school you want, check the course you want, look at the requirements, and start the process way ahead of time. So most times they start their school process around September. That's when they really start their session. Like for myself, I've not started. I just came into Estonia last week Monday, so I have to quarantine for a period of 10 days before I start. I have access to go into town properly. So for now I'm just isolating. That's why I can't do videos like this. So I know when I start going for classes, when I start understanding the place and the society more, then I know I'll drop a lot of videos to say, okay, this is what you have to do. Maybe you want to get a job. For now, I don't really know. I can't give you that answer, but I know there are a lot of other vlogs that talk about how you can get a job and everything. But you also have to prepare yourself, and that's the thing about the country. You have to prepare yourself. And one thing about Estonia is that they speak Estonian and English, especially in Tallinn. I've not been to other parts, but in Tallinn they speak Estonian and English. And most Estonians, what I've observed, speak Estonian to each other while they are when you go anywhere you go to, you're walking on the road or you go to a supermarket, they speak Estonian to each other because that's their language. Yeah, but once you want to have a conversation with them and they find out that you are not Estonian, for example, if I'm a black guy, so if I go and speak to somebody, they will say hello to me, you get, because they know I don't speak the language, and they'll converse with me in English. But you know, that's how it is. So I think I just said I'll do a short video for you guys to have an idea of how it is. I'll drop a link, like I said, under the video, so you can click on the link, do your own research. If you have any questions, just buzz me up on Instagram or send me a mail, then we'll talk. I'll explain better. So I have to end the video now. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed my short. I know it's 30 minutes, it's not really short, but I hope you enjoyed my video. If you have any questions, just buzz me, I'll hit you up. Peace.